I hope you're doing great, and if you're not, I hope you are soon. So today we're going to cover the 5th chapter of Gardens of the Moon to celebrate 500 subs. I usually talk a little bit in the beginning of the video about channel stuff and updates, etc. I'll do that in the end. So wait till the end and we'll get to that. It's easier, for people who are new and people who follow. Before we start though, I just want to plug the creator of this companion guide that I'm using. I basically made these videos just to show the companion guide, but it's fun to talk through the chapters as well. The creator is amazing, and I just want to do a plug here so you can see the usernames above on Reddit and Twitter, and also you can see the coffee page here. The coffee page is Sun Animander. So buy Sun Animander coffee, and the guides that have been made this far are for the 8 first books of Malazan Book of the Fallen, as you can see, and for Knight of Knives. And I personally used all of them up until Reaper's Gale that I'm at right now, so I highly recommend it. It is so good. Check it out. You can find it easily on the internet. You just Google Malazan guides and PDFs, and you'll get to a Reddit thread. Highly recommend them, and that's what I'm using right now. So I didn't do these myself, just to be clear. I do all the other stuff myself that I show on my channel, but this is just such a good resource, and this is just such an amazing monumental job that this person has done, and I want to do whatever I can to honor this contribution to the community and honor it by doing contributions myself. So let's start. Book 2, Darujistan. I had a really hard time with this first scene, gotta be honest with you. I love Kruppe, but this was a hard reset for me. So we are in Darujistan, and right now, check out the map, it's in Genebakis, and right now we're a little bit outside of Darujistan, I guess. Here's a little lore intro to the city. Just a reminder, guys, if you're new to the channel, these talk-throughs, like everything else, you can basically see if there's spoilers for anything by the book I'm showing or by spoiler markings. These series, though, are going to be spoilers in them because these are for rereaders of Gardens of the Moon. So this is not for a first-time reader. This is not like a companion guide. If you've, just new to the series, it's best if you've gotten along. I'm on book 7, so I'm going to talk pretty freely about stuff. I'm going to try to be light on spoilers, but I'm going to talk freely. So back to the book. Let's get going. Darujistan, here's just some intro. We will actually get to this during this chapter. They mentioned this gray faces thing. So the first scene, I had a really hard time for this scene, but it is a dream. It is a dream. It is within Kruppe's dream, but he is traveling parts of Darujistan, the west parts, in this dream. And instead of having divination powers like Deck of Dragons or, using other stuff to see the future, his divination power lies within his dream, within his mind. And he meets 6 beggars. There's a lot of metaphorical symbolism in this dream, but he meets 6 beggars, talks to them, and they get fat during the dream. And he's kind of pathetic, but in an adorable way. Like, oh, my feet are hurting, my knees are wobbly. Oh, I don't want to struggle, walk all the way up. And these beggars are like, but you need to struggle to get food because they give him food. So, it's so weird, but it's kind of funny. And he kind of mentions the spinning coin that will fall at the feet of a youth. Whatever that means, we will see pretty soon, actually. So that is Kruppe. I did not like that scene. I was like, I hope we never get to see that guy again. Then I changed my mind. So, love Kruppe now, but this was a very hard intro. Like, it was really hard to like him. There could have been a better first Kruppe scene, but I learned to love Kruppe during this book, actually. So this is where we're at in Kruppe's dream. Kruppe is in the west part of Darujistan, and we're switching scenes to Crocus Younghand and another character, which we'll see, and it's in the east part of Darujistan, near Kurul's temple. The Arl estate is the nobleman's estate, or a nobleman's estate. Now, this nobleman, the reason why Crocus, we're introduced to the thief character in this book. He's like the thief, like the main character that's a thief. The main character that's a warrior is like Perrin, and the main character that's a thief is like Crocus in this book, if you ask me. So the Arl estate is famous because they have a youngest daughter. She's super hot and everyone wants her, so they're giving her gifts and jewels and gold and stuff. So he tries to break into her home, and he's such an experienced thief that he's like, oh, youngest daughter, probably top floor, and he goes for that, and he's totally correct. I love the way this scene is written because I felt like I was climbing it. I remember exactly where I sat when I read it for the first time. I remember the exact bench, the exact place, because it was such a cool experience, and I was looking at like multiple story buildings and like imagining climbing up, similar to Crocus. I didn't do it though, I promise. I'm not a thief. So he manages to break in, and we have jumps in this scene. So the scene is jumping between different characters. So we jump to an assassin, Talo Krafar, and he's kind of patrolling the rooftops. So while Crocus is, a thief breaking into a nobleman's house to hopefully steal something, for him hopefully, Talo Krafar is an assassin, kind of checking out their territory basically and protecting it. Because the city council rules by day and the assassins guild rules by night. I love that. He gets hit by a crossbow. And he climbs to Krul's Belfry, and Krul is an elder god that, used to be back in the days, and his belfry, like the ruins of his belfry still remains. And we'll get to that later, but it kind of hit me now that, he gets hit by a crossbow. I believe this is where there's blood spilled in Krul's temple, and he kind of gets a little bit of power back because it hasn't happened in a long time. So that's interesting. So back to Crocus. Crocus is in the bedroom of Chalice d'Arles. Sees her half naked, that pretty girl just sleeping, and he's just robbing her. And he just steals all the stuff that he can steal and gets away, and that's basically it. Like, yeah, she's pretty, she's good looking, but his mission is complete, I guess. And now he just has to escape. Now Talo wakes up in Krul's Belfry because he's like, what the hell happened? Oh shit, I got shot. And he sees Crocus escaping the, after having robbed this nobleman's estate. He thinks Crocus is one of these stalkers and assassins that hurt him, so he tries to shoot him. While this is happening to Crocus, the coin drops at his feet, and while he's retrieving it, that helps him duck the crossbow bolts. So already, just him obtaining the opponent's coin is a lucky instance in and of itself, because he would have been shot otherwise. So that's a pretty cool scene. And Talo, on the other hand, gets stabbed by a cloaked figure. At this point, I think it's pretty clear that these assassins are also using magic, because there's a mentioning of like them using magic to boom, like lower the impact when they jump and land. So at this point, I was suspecting, like correctly so in this instance, I was suspecting that these are Tista-Eater, because they spoke a different language, like an ancient language. They use magic and they're assassins, and the Moonspawn is kind of trying to get involved, but I didn't understand why. Like, why would you do that to them and not the Malazans? But at this point, I guessed it right. And Crocus is like confused, like, what the hell? Why is someone shooting at me? And he sees Talo fall from the belfry, and this cloaked figure looking at him ominously and like starting to hunt him or something like that. And here's just a quote from when Opon gives a coin to Crocus. It's not clear where it comes from. It's like, I imagine it like a hand coming through rent and like just dropping the coin or something like that. So you have these cloaked figures, Tista and the assassins, mage assassins, and they chase him and shoot after him. And he, this is like an escape scene basically. He dashes through across rooftops to Uncle Mammoth's study and back out through a window. Like, you see Uncle Mammoth and Moby at this point. So this is the first time you see Moby, and you see Crocus like rush through all these places where like he probably grew up with Uncle Mammoth and at this place, and then he ends up at the Phoenix Inn. The assassins know that he managed to get there, but they think an ascendant has meddled, and they don't want any witnesses to the war. But they kind of also talk about like, hey, maybe there are some benefits to letting someone talk about this. They mention something like that. And one of them even says, oh, it's been a long time since I killed an ascendant, which is really cool, because I'm like, okay, how powerful are these guys? Who are they? I don't know. Maybe they are the dragons, or maybe there are other Tistiandis, or the Soltaken, the big ones. I don't know. So that was basically the scene. It was, pretty short to cover this chapter, and really enjoyable, except for the Kruppe part that, in my opinion, was the worst part of this book, at least the first time I read it, because it just felt so different. But the rest of the chapter saved it, and it was a pretty short chapter. Very good, very enjoyable to reread it, I have to be honest about that. And here we have Crocus, running through the whole thing with Uncle Mammoth and Moby. You just get to see them quickly. And here's the Phoenix Inn. So you get to see like the map part of it too. Like he was at number 8, and he kind of runs through that whole thing, getting chased, and to the Phoenix Inn basically. So there's quite some distance there, man. He must have run for a long ass time. All right, so that's basically it for the covering the chapter. And next time is going to be chapter 6. We're going to have an introduction by Crone. And then we're going to go back to Darujhistan. And there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. All right, I'm not going to get into that, but I'm checking it out now, and I'm super excited. I am super excited about chapter 6. All right, so back to just finishing off this video, guys. I am super grateful because, as you all know, if you're new to the channel, or if you're not, as you all know, I do one of these chapters for each 100 subscribers we get. We recently got to 500. I'm super happy about that. Super grateful to all of you for supporting, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And if you haven't done so yet, if you like daily Malazan content, because at this point that's what I'm doing, I do daily uploads. Mostly Malazan content, not only, but mostly, like 99%. Subscribe to the channel. I want to make the Malazan channel. I'm doing a lot of YouTube shorts daily, so that's the daily stuff that I'm doing. Some of you like long form, some of you like short form. If you want more long form, let me know. If you want more short form, I'm already doing that daily, so I'm not gonna do more than daily. But I'm trying to do like a mixture of what I think is important, what I think is fun, and like almost like encyclopedia kind of entries. Like, oh, here, for example, I have a video series named the Malazan Bestiary, where I go through different animals and wildlife, and it's like a 3-minute episode per animal, stuff like that. And I'm also considering putting those together. Let's do a special announcement too today. There's going to be a new video series named the Malazan Demonic Compendium. I've already started working on that. I've already made one video that's going to release soon, and it's basically going to cover all different kinds of demons in the series. I am also considering, this is not a promise, but I'm considering it. Let me know what you think about it. I am considering doing a presentation that's a little bit similar to this, but with all the glossary stuff in Guardians of the Moon. So it's going to be like a companion guide to Guardians of the Moon, but it's going to be like, like reading through the glossary terms, but it's going to be visual, So I'm going to show you like what is Otateral, what's a Talanimas, without spoiling it too much. So this is going to be mostly for first-time readers or new readers. Like, what is a Talanimas? What is a Jaghut? And it's an extinct founding species. What is Kichen Jamal? What is Chance? What is Dragnipur? Because all of these are in the glossary. What is a Tistiandi? What is a Daru? Because there's a type of human. Stuff like that is in the literal glossary. I think I'm going to do a video on that and put it together with like demons, animals, everything that is shown in Guardians of the Moon, but in a spoiler-free way as is possible. So I'm going to try to put that together. Not a promise, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to manage to do it. So that's basically it, guys. A little bit of updating, and I'm super excited to continue with this channel. You know, the more interactions I get, the more subscribers I've gotten, the more it's just fun to keep going, and the shorts will keep coming daily too. I think I got plans for the end until the end of the year, until the 31st of December, and I'm probably going to continue throughout 2026 too. So once again, thank you all for supporting the channel. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and remember, I have no incentives here. I don't want to make money. I just love this series so much that I wanted a book club, but I only have one friend that's reading Malazan in real life, and he's busy with children and family. So this is my way of having a book club, guys. So engage with me, talk to me. I think I've answered every single comment almost on the channel. So I'm super open to that. And if you made some artwork on stuff that is missing, please let me know and link to your portfolio. Every piece of artwork that I use on my channel, I do my best to find the source, to find the artist, especially if it's specifically Malazan, and give credit. Like, write the name and the portfolio there. So I do my best for that because I have no incentives, guys, economically. I just want to share, and I just want to honor what is there and do my part of doing contribution to the community. So that was basically it, guys. Take care, and until next time, always an even exchange.